FM News Talk 97.1.
On demand audio. Allman in the morning. Common Sense Radio.
Good morning, you bunch of drunks.
Is it short?
6:22. Happy Monday, everybody. Apparently, it turns out this guy was on Vicodin, so I guess we'll have a new round this week of calls to ban Vicodin, huh? Listen, crazy people are going to do crazy things. That's the bottom line. This guy was crazy. And there's nothing you can do in terms of stopping this. Unless you got up from your seat and shot him while he was shooting everybody else. But even then, who knows how that would roll. It's chaotic in there anyway. Nobody really knows what happened inside there, but that didn't stop MSNBC from actually creating a video that looked like a video game that reenacted the thing, even though they have no idea what happened in there. Yeah, I guess you could base it on witness testimony and everything else, but still. Did you see in Colombia they had the funeral for this soldier fallen in Afghanistan, and my guys, the Patriot Guard riders, were down there in force. They had thousands of people there blocking the Westboro Baptist Church.
Oh, good.
It was great. They were all in red, and it's fantastic. You know, people are weird over this whole massacre deal. There's such pathology associated with it, and clearly it's a tragedy. But why? What is this woman? You see did you hear the Fox
It's
News?
just so sad, but we have to turn to God, and God knows. God knows the reason.
Angie Terry came from Alabama to be of help in any way.
How you came from Alabama to be in help in any way? You're kind of in the way, lady. You coming from Alabama?
She went there?
Yeah, she went there. Yeah, she was to be of any help, to any assistance to anybody. She came from Alabama with a banjo on her knee. I'm serious, though. I mean,
that doesn't make
she
any
sounds
sense.
so sweet, you know?
But it still doesn't make any sense.
But really? I mean, really? Really? Play that again. I can't believe that, actually.
It's just so sad, but we have to turn to God, and God knows. God knows the reason.
Angie Terry came from Alabama to be of help in any way.
Really? Really?
I mean, does God know the reason you came from Alabama to be of help in any way? Who are you possibly helping by coming from Alabama to stand around the theater, the massacre theater? Do you see Fox News on? Are they still calling it Massacre in Theater 9? Did you see their little headline?
Oh, I didn't see that.
Oh, on Friday, Massacre in Theater 9. I can't wait till to see the special. Oh, now it's Theater 8. I don't know. Was it Theater 8 or Theater 9? I don't know which one it was. Massacre in Theater 8. Who knows? Who knows? All right. Craziness from Brian Ross. He's with ABC. In the beginning stages of this, I've never seen such hackery. I mean, and I realize everything is fluid, but that's why you want to keep your mouth shut. That's not a reason to kind of be fluid along with everything else being fluid. I mean, the fluid shouldn't be pouring out of your mouth. You ought to be reacting to the fluidity of the deal by being careful about what you report. And so here's Brian Ross in the initial stages of trying to find out who the James Holmes guy is.
Holmes, and you found something that might be significant. There is a Jim Holmes of Aurora, Colorado page on the Colorado Tea Party site as well, talking about him joining the Tea Party last year. Now, we don't know if this is the same Jim Holmes. But
You cannot be serious!
If you don't know it's the same Jim Holmes, then what the hell are you doing on ABC saying it might be? If you don't know. Especially since, and here's how the whole process works. You know what happened is they got the name James Holmes and then Googled every variation of James Holmes. And also, I bet you, and who knows, I bet you Brian Ross tried to put Tea Party in the Google search box too, just to see. Who knows? But that kind of hackery at that kind of level is outrageous. How about this one guy, the FBI profiler? These guys on the networks always drag in these guys with their dyed hair or their hair pieces, and they're wearing their turtlenecks, and they're all former FBI guys, you know. They're all former or private investors, you know, something like that. The old law enforcement guy, the has-beens. And so this guy gets up there because they wanted him to kind of profile the James Holmes. They want to profile him. So
is this simply the terrible, terrible collision between some dark Trekkie-like person's
poor Trekkies? Those poor Trekkies out there are being dragged into the thing. What's wrong with Trekkies?
Trekkie-like.
Yeah.
That's funny.
See the box office numbers from The Dark Knight Rises. Earned $160 million over the weekend. Nobody stayed away from the movie. In fact, more people probably went to the movie. So much for being scared and cowering in your homes. Here's another example in the news media. They interviewed this guy, and unlike that woman from Alabama who was, clutching the teddy bear and everything else, this guy, they asked him about the whole deal, and this is not what the news media expected from him.
We just have to be strong and overcome the evil ofness, like the movie of Batman, the true message of it, standing up against corruption, against evil.
Yeah. And like, well, that's, and the news person is probably thinking in their mind, well, that's overly positive. Can't you say anything about the need to stop guns and the need to hide in our basements or what have you? Or how terrible the world is? No, this guy was like, no, it's just like the dark. We need to fight evil. Good for him. He actually sounded like George Will. George Will was involved in this whole gun control argument and finally had this to say, which I thought was very salient.
And however meticulously you draft whatever statute you wind up passing, the world is going to remain a broken place, and things like this are going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, that's bottom line. And I know it's almost seems fatalistic, but it's true that, you can do whatever you can to try to stop things like this from happening, and it's going to happen. Sorry to say, people are bad. Some people. People get a hold of guns no matter how hard you try to keep them away from people. The idea is to have the good people have the guns, not the bad people be the only ones with the guns. The big gun control argument straight ahead on ABC. It was great stuff. George Will versus Joe Klein. He had some help from the Washington Post.